Hello, good morning, and welcome back to the fish locker. Where are we?
Mexico.
Just near Cancun in Mexico. Give a quick spin around, have a look where we are. We've been here we're here for a week. We've been here nearly the entire week and it's been pouring down with rain and blowing a gale every day. As you can see on the beach, we have had an awful lot of seaweed coming.
Yeah.
This is literally the first day we'll be able to come out and not soaking wet. And everywhere has been covered in this. This is like eelgrass and little bits of seaweed beds that have all been ripped up. So possibly today, James and I might be able to go out and try a little bit of fishing.
And hunt some crab.
Right, so what we're going to do at the moment, we had a good explore yesterday. Walked right down the length of the beach, all the way down to the distance in that way, and all the way down to the big buildings you can see down there. Hunting for, what are the fiddler crabs? We found some little crab holes in the sand. I'm going to go this morning, see if we can't dig a few up. And then we might try and go fishing with some later on as bait.
Yeah.
That's lovely. One of the benefits actually of coming to this time zone from the UK is right now we feel like it's about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. But it's actually like 5 o'clock in the morning here. So we're the only ones out, aren't we?
Yeah.
For a nice little trot along the beach, see what we can find. We'll see you later. The area where we are, Moon Palace, it's just south of Cancun. Cancun's just up in the distance there, and I can see there is a reef somewhere out there, like at the horizon. You can see there's a reef because there's loads of white water right on the horizon. So I'm imagining that it must be deep water, then comes up to a reef, and then this is like a little bit of a lagoon here. You don't know, we might see all sorts.
Yeah.
Saw some lizards, didn't we?
Yeah, I didn't make it.
Yeah, and loads of butterflies. And there's like a really noisy black bird that you keep hearing. Like a crow, isn't there?
Yeah.
See you in a bit. This is an area of the beach that they haven't cleared yet. You can see how much seaweed coming. Stacks of it, isn't there, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder what they must do with it all. Maybe take it inland and put it on the fields. Because it'd be good for fertiliser, wouldn't it, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday when the rains kind of stopped for an hour or so, we had the most amazing swarms of butterflies, more than I've ever seen before. There was millions, just incredible. Hopefully I managed to get some footage on my phone yesterday and I'll put it in here now. But yeah, it was like smoke, and it was going for hours. God knows how many there must have been come past. It's incredible, wasn't it, James?
Yeah.
All sorts to see. James and I are currently tracking things in the sand, aren't we, James?
Yeah.
And we think these tracks, James thinks it's a snake, and I think it's an iguana. Yeah, we do the big green iguanas, and also there are, you see these footprints? You know what that is, don't you?
Quatty.
Coatis. And I've got an animal around here that's, I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit like a brown raccoon with like a long tail called a coati. And we've seen a couple of them as well. See if we can't catch them on the camera, but yeah, there's loads of footprints. I guess the same goes to say for out here as back in the UK. Best time of day to be out. It's gonna get hot, like it's like over 25 degrees already. And it's gonna be warm today. Don't even know how deep this is. And we have a bucket. We have a bucket to put our crabs in. We have found a crab hole. This here is a little crab hole. You can see where he's chucked all this sand out of his hole. And he lives somewhere in there. Now the plan is to just dig him out. They are absolutely rapid when they're on the surface. And I don't know how deep this hole is. This hole could be 2 foot deep. So we'll do our best.
Yeah.
There's another little one here, look. These are like those big fern corals. They like a fan coral, aren't they, James?
Yeah.
And there's one too, look.
I saw one back there as well.
Yeah, are you going to show us what you got in your bucket? So far, James has found 2 golf balls. A cool piece of coral.
And some shells.
And some shells, yeah. There's a brain coral.
Dad.
When James and I come down here the other day, we made the mistake of transferring into bare feet. And there are these grasses here, look, that just on the ends of them, they are just covered in spines. All of these are just like a little tiny spike, look. And when the plant dies and dries off, they blow around and end up in the sand, and they're hidden just underneath the sand. You don't realise until you've stepped on them. And they spike into your feet, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on your shoes and on your fingers.
Now that is a big shell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I belong to a hermit crab.
It's a big conch shell.
I might belong to a hermit crab.
Compare it next to the size of James. We'll leave that one there for other people to see.
Yeah.
We'll jump down. Yeah, as we come back down here, as the sun comes out, I think we're going to see some more lizards. Because the lizards, they come out and sun themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
Remember why they do that?
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
Stay warm.
Because they're cold-blooded and they have to get warm, yeah. It is warm. I don't know if you can see me sweating. It is warm. Right. He's down there. James, you hold this.
Get him. You should put him in my crab detainer.
There he is.
Yeah, got him.
James, where's the camera pointing? Look. Right. James is just a little bit too excited to be a good cameraman there, but there he is. Ah, easy. Nearly nipped me then, didn't he?
Yeah.
There he is. Got him. But yeah, when I got to like 3 feet, I thought, we're not going to be able to do this sustainably to go fishing. But I thought, I've committed myself now, I'm going to get this crab. That is a hole that is, yeah, well, you saw how big it is. Dug by hand. I don't know if you can see the sweat on me. But got him. He's a cool one, isn't he?
He's a big sucker.
Yeah. I'm going to go and wash myself off and come back and we'll have a look at him. Whoa, this guy really has woken up now. Look, anytime I go anywhere near him, he's fast. Let's try and get him out and have a look at him. Now I have no idea what this is. Size. Stuck on your back, pal.
How can I get some more?
I've got a prickly on the back of my foot, look.
Ah!
You want to get it off for me?
Dad, watch out!
Yeah, it's alright, a little
Another
bit.
one.
Look. He's a big one, isn't he?
Yeah.
He looks angry as well. Oh yeah, we're not messing with him. It wood lice get big round here. Hello, good morning and welcome back to the fish locker out on the boat. Beautiful morning. But it's turning. I've got quite a bit of weather coming in later on tonight. Well, I guess you can kind of see it there behind me. Yeah, looking over there at the sunrise, it looks beautiful. We've got quite a bit of weather coming later on in the afternoon and then for the next couple of days. So I'm off out now to go and check my pots. I tell you, it's brisk, but it's beautiful. Let's go. Mornings don't get much better than that, do they? The hardest part about that was my hands are freezing cold. I couldn't grip it properly. You can see all the rotting putrid fish skulls here, look. There's the bottom jaw of a link to the top of the skulls. There's another one. Yep, little lobster. Undersized velvet swimming crab with next to no legs and claws. Undersized, and a little tiny spider crab. Velvet swimming crab. Velvet swimming crab. A pregnant female velvet swimming crab carrying a lot of eggs underneath there. And a little female edible crab. You can see the bit that's been in here, can't you? All the fish vertebrae. Now this one's done better. Maybe a little bit dark, but the sun's gone behind the cloud. That is quite a large velvet swimming crab. Called a velvet swimming crab because they've got a velvety texture to them and they've got these swimming legs on the back. Another one, a pregnant one. Another pregnant one. And another pregnant one. Like a little harem in there. That's a male brown edible crab, slightly undersized. He will be, maybe in a year and a half, he might be big enough. Now this one is a good one. This one is a big one. Yeah, that's a male brown edible crab. Tell it's a male because he's got a narrow V under there and by the size of these great honking claws. Yeah, he's definitely big enough to take. That's a keeper. The trick is to try not to let them get hold of the pot, because if they get hold of the pot, it's really hard to get them out. This one's a Jeremy. He's lost that claw at some point in time and he's growing it back, which is why it's a lot smaller than the other one, but yeah, still undersized. Laying down time now. Hello, good morning and welcome back to the fish locker out on the boat. We've got a little bit of a break in the weather. Terrible weather the last few days. It's all right today and it's going to be getting bad again tomorrow. So I'm going to take this opportunity to. But I've got a couple of jobs to do. First thing I've got to do is we lost one of our pots in the bad weather previous. So I'm going out to splice a new pot. I'm going to splice a new pot onto that string I'm going to try and do a little bit of lure fishing. Now it's quite strong northerly winds today, so when we're tucked in underneath the cliff like this, the wind is blowing straight off the top. So it's nice and flat when you're tucked in. As soon as you get more than about half a mile off though, it's going to get a little bit choppy. The targets today are hopefully going to be bass, wrasse and pollock. But I'm happy just to be out this time of year. There can be some amazing fishing this time of year, but you just really have to take every opportunity that you can. Let's go. There we go, look. All I've had to do is splice the new leg on. There we are. This is a heavy one. I'll have to put the camera down for this. But yeah, all that happened was we lost the pot in the bad weather, so I've just spliced a new leg onto the rope and I've just shot this pot back, and then we'll do some fishing. Been struggling to catch anything on the bigger lures, so I switched right down to a tiny spinner. That's a nice bass, that. For such a small hook as well. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk it. If I was pulling in fish left, right and centre, and if I was using a bigger hook, I would have just lifted that. But I'm not risking it. There, look. That is how small the hook is, and he was hooked by just one of the trebles. That's a 15 gram speed spinner. He's actually got a deformity on his spikes. He's got half of his spikes missing. Well, it's good to get off the blank. Oh, that's why. I thought it was fighting a bit strange. It's because it's just a jumbo mackerel. Tell you what, that's a nice eating size mackerel, that. Again on the tiny spinner. That was hooked so lightly in the edge of the lip. All I had to do was give it a little tiny bit of pressure and it popped out. Straight into the back of my hand. Yeah, little pollock. Done him about £3. Hello, good morning and welcome back to the Fish Locker out on the boat. Now what a different day this is. I came out in the boat yesterday to go and give it a recce out. Today, I'm with my best boy. Where are we going?
We're going to that red boy.
Yeah, going to that red boy. Today, James and I, we're going to be doing a little bit of mixed fishing. We're going to try a little bit of reef to see if there's any pollock about, fish around to try and find some mackerel, and then maybe anchor up for... What are we going to anchor up for, James?
We're going to hit some dogfish.
Bullhuss, dogfish, and possibly thornback rays.
Or bream.
Yeah, or bream, you've heard him. So that's our plan for today. Yesterday when I was out, it was like 6 foot breaking swells. And now so far it is absolutely flat calm. Good though, innit? Cold.
Yeah.
It was a little bit chilly out there at sea.
It is chilly here.
It's chilly here. So James is sat. You've got your hot water bottle in your bag, haven't you? Sat on your lap.
It's so now a cold water bottle.
It's what?
It's now a cold water.
It's now a cold water bottle. Has it cooled down that much?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to run along a little area of coast. And we are trolling. We're trolling 2 lures. We've got one on this rod and one on that rod. And that just means that I've set 2 lures out behind the boat at distance. And we're just chugging along really slowly along an area of coast as we head our way back, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then we're going to go and put the anchor down because it's too cold offshore. Right, well, we kind of have ourselves organised now, don't we, James?
Yes.
Yes. We are sat at anchor. You can just say, well, you can't really tell. There's no wind. We have just got a tiny bit of tide. And we are fishing into an area of deeper water here. At the moment we're sat in about maybe 18 metres and we're fishing down into about 25. I managed to get 3 rods set up, and now what we're going to do is we're going to restock James's hot water bottle. Yeah, I managed to catch a couple of bits of, we had some herrings and some mackerel, and all I'm done is I'm just knocking up a couple of simple rigs. In fact, I've got one more rod to rig up. When I'm about to send that out, I'll show you it. But all we've got on all three rods that are out so far are like just spread out. It's just a locked in lead with a hook length of however long this is. That's probably about 2 feet with a 3 or 4 specimen extra. And I've just cut up a herring. Look, just cut it up into diagonals. So just using a bit of cut bait herring for now. And then when I've used the herring up, I'll use the mackerel. What are we fishing for?
Bullfish and dogfish.
Yes, we have run out of crab pot bait. So we're going to go and try and catch some dogfish to use in the crab pots, and maybe some bullfish and some thornback rays just for the fun of it. With these cut baits, literally all I'm doing is I'm just taking a section and just running up through it. So kind of lacing it through. Like that.
It's kind of like you're doing a fish's shoelaces, isn't it?
Yes, it's just like you lace up through your shoelaces. That was a very good comparison, James.
But just with a fish.
And then when I've got it on there like that, taking a bit of my bait elastic, giving it a really light lashing like that, just to hold it onto the hook. Oh, I get asked quite a lot. I mean, I take James out with me as often as I can. Anytime when it's nice weather like this, when it's not rough, we go out on a boat.
But when it's not freezing like today.
Yeah, well, it's not that cold today. It's cold. We've been in colder. People ask me, they say, how do you keep James occupied? And well, why don't we ask you that question? What have we brought with us today?
A book.
We bought a book. What book have we brought?
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
We are currently reading Fantastic Mr. Fox.
From Roald Dahl.
Yes, from Roald Dahl. And where have you got your hot water bottle?
In my jumper.
Tucked up in your jumper. And how many layers have you got on today?
Like 4.
4 on each end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're well wrapped up. It's just the cold nose, isn't it?
And cold feet.
Cold feet. How many pairs of socks you got on?
2.
2. Right. So what we're going to do is once I've got all the rods set up and we've got some time, we'll have a biscuit. We might have a sandwich. You've got some pasta.
Yeah.
We'll do some reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.